Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Overtime. Being a good hitman is tough, but being a good dad is killer.
Written and directed by Brian Cunningham and Matt Niehoff, starring John Wells and Al Snow, this movie is about two hitmen who are sent on a routine assignment, but end up fighting zombie aliens and need to get home in time for his son's birthday.
This is actually a long time request that we got from one of our first subscribers, Platypus of Death, who's now changed his name to Explosions and Stuff and started his own review channel, and he reviews action films. We have a link in the description, check that out. But this one, we've had this DVD for 7 months now, and it's finally time to get into it.
What do we like about this movie, guys?
I like seeing Al Snow in another movie that's not Camp Massacre.
Agreed.
He was in that for a very small amount of time, and it's always nice to see wrestlers in horror movies.
This isn't a cameo like we've seen in the past. Al Snow is our protagonist. I freaking loved him in it. I thought he was a really awesome hitman, and he looked the part.
Yeah, Al Snow and John Wells, the two leads, they had good chemistry, they were funny, it actually worked really well. I was surprised at how funny this movie was.
I think John Wells as Max was just hysterical.
Well, I want a big fucking machine gun.
Ask and you shall receive, bitches.
And it's cool because the two of them were just so confident throughout this entire film. Like, they didn't bat an eye once at, like, being scared at any situation. Like, oh, we got a zombie alien in front of us. Well, it looks like a penis. Let's kill it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. So they just dealt with the situation. They're like, all right, well, we got to go kill this guy. It's like, oh, fuck, there's zombies and aliens combined. Well, we got to get the fuck out of here. So they just kept moving along, taking care of business. And they were pretty proficient at it, so it was good.
It was also nice that they continuously picked up, like, party members, if you will. We have our two hitmen. They go and, like, kill a bunch of guys. And there's a lot of action in this, so you get a lot of, like, hitmen being hitmen, shooting people. But they meet up with, like, scientists and people that have run into these zombie alien Zalians. And it's great because all of the characters were actually really fun and they were enjoyable characters.
This movie, it seemed like these two friends had an idea and they came together and made this movie. They wrote some funny stuff, interesting story, you know, two hitmen who were just as if being a hitman wasn't unusual. They just like, they had a normal life. They went home, had bacon and eggs.
The main part of this movie is these guys trying to pick up a gift for Al Snow's son, hire a clown, get a cake, and make sure that his birthday goes over very smoothly.
Meanwhile, working overtime.
Boom!
And no hitman film is complete without lots of death. There wasn't a dull moment when it came to it either.
And the look of the Zalians, actually pretty good. I was impressed.
Yeah, I was also impressed. But I was more impressed with the look of the babes in the movie. Because not only do we have aliens and zombies and cake, we also have babes. And every girl in this movie was extremely attractive. Specifically, the lawyer in this movie, who didn't play a huge part, Katie Stewart fucking bomb.
What didn't we like about this movie?
Well, the pacing was pretty good in this film. The beginning dragged a bit. It took about 25 minutes before anything really happened.
There were some scenes that could be cut. There was a drunk clown that just didn't need to be in the movie.
Though we did get a lot of killing in this film and plenty of death, the death scenes themselves visually were not nice on screen because it was a lot of shaky cam, it was a lot of fast motion and motion blur. Like even Al Snow's fight scenes, I thought the cuts were too quick.
There's not one kill in this movie that you can say was your favorite because it's really just a bunch of people shooting guns. I don't know if they were just trying to keep the rating down or something, but it seemed like they definitely held back when it came to showing the impact on the zombies or Zalians.
I think this movie was really funny, and I think it would have been a lot funnier if the actors could deliver the humor better. We could have gotten it so much better with better acting, I think.
And as we watched the movie, we started to notice a trend. We would have a scene, it may have some kind of comedic effect, and then right after a scene ended, you'd cut back to another character solo delivering 1 or 2 extra sentences that were meant to be funny, and they never landed.
It's something a lot of like indie movies do where they have 3 or 4 jokes lined up for a scene to end the scene, and instead of doing one that works, They do all of them, which just doesn't work on film.
Just because you have 5 writers doesn't mean you need to use all 5 writers' jokes. Somebody needs to fucking say no.
It's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
I really liked Overtime. It's different because it's a Hitman movie with not just zombies, but alien zombies. Zalians! And I absolutely loved that Al Snow was in this movie because he was hilarious. He looked the part. He nailed it perfectly. This movie was very entertaining on many different levels. It was only like an hour and 15 minutes, so I felt the timing was right. The pacing was good. If you love wrestling and shoot 'em ups, check out this film. And with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 4 sexy car washes out of 5.
I've had Overtime on the shelf for a very long time, and I'm glad we actually finally watched it. It was more entertaining than I thought it would be. However, I think it was hyped up a little bit more than I think it should have been. That's on you, Platypus. Al Snow was a great hitman, and I think Max was an even better character. I think they both did a great job throughout the film, along with all of their co-stars. And it was nice to see a bunch of alien zombies. However, I wish we got a lot more practical effects when it came to the zombie kills. I would have liked Al Snow to pile drive something or do any wrestling move. Anytime that a wrestler's in any horror movie, they should do a wrestling move. Overall, this was a pretty enjoyable film, and I think a lot of you guys would enjoy it. So I'm gonna give this 3 Y boxes out of 5.
This movie was fast-paced, it was original, there were some really funny jokes in this. I thought that the story itself could be even funnier. I thought the acting myself was a little weaker, and the deliveries just didn't live up to the material they had. I do think John Wells was stand out. He was probably the funniest in my mind. I think that there was a lot of potential here. I think they did do a good story. They wrote something different. I think you would honestly enjoy this movie. So I'm gonna give this 3 drunk clowns out of 5.
As always, thanks for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you want to check it out, there are Amazon links in the description of this video. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.